All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 19th, 2013. Let's go over the results of the live trading room to start with. All right, on gold, we got plus 6 ticks. On crude oil, plus 1 tick. On the euro, plus 2 ticks. And on soybeans, plus 4 ticks. Okay, today it took us 48 minutes and 3 trades to get our 2 points. The market started out pretty slow this morning. It was like they were waiting for a big news event or something to happen like this. But let's just, let's see. Right now, we are at $3,500 per contract, I believe, on the month. $3,500 per contract, and we took, I'm not sure how many trades we took today. I think we took another 5 or 6 trades. So it's about 102 trades, 103 trades, and we're at about 3,500 bucks. All right, let's go over the trades. Okay, on crude oil, we had a couple of trades that we took this morning. Let's just jump in here, and I'll point out the trades that we took on crude. Okay. Let's see. When the morning started off, we got in here and we were looking for a. I'm sorry. Before I get too much into this, because I know once I get into the flow, I'm hard to stop. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. In the free trial, you get 5 days in our live trading room. You get to sit there and download the charting platform, download the indicators, actually take all the trades that we take, all the trades that set up, however you want to do it. You get to do all that stuff in the live trading room in the morning during your free trial. The live trading room is 5 business days, 2 hours per day. All right. If you have not signed up for that, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Okay. We are currently in the live trading room on trades that we've taken in the live trading room. We're up 3,500 bucks per contract for the month of March. That's 13 days, I believe, and 3,500 bucks. All right. So now where was I? The trades. I'll show you the pictures here. This is going to be one of these pictures. Okay. This is the trade setup. There are 2 trade setups that we use. The same exact trade setups, the same exact indicator sets, the same time frame across all the markets I'm going to show you. Okay. You look for your bearish cross of the MA1 down below the BBC. The BBC is the green line. The MA1 is this red and blue line. When you get that cross, you see that's step 1, the cross under. After you get that, you look for price to pull away. That's step 2, pull away from the BBC. That's right in here. This was step 1. This was step 2. Step 3 is a pull back up to test the BBC with a down close. Okay, that was right up here. Was step 3, the down close on the gravestone doji right there. And step 4 is you look down here to see if you have bearish divergence in a red cycle. Okay, we had bearish divergence and we had a red cycle. All right, so the entry was right there on the down close, and you would have been looking for that to get down, well, to the prior swing low or until the green line got into the cycle. Either one. When that happened this morning, the green line got down into here, and we didn't put in a lower swing. I had pointed out that this area right here will probably be a bottoming area. All right, we'll probably see a move up off of that, and we had a move up off of that. A nice move up, I might add. Once we got the move up, price came back down, tested the BBC here. Now this is the other trade that we do in the live trading room. Okay, let me bring that one up. All right, I'm only going to show these pictures. Actually, this isn't the other trade. I'm only going to show these pictures twice, though. But this is the same thing as this trade, just on the other side. A bullish cross test to the BBC and an up close with bullish divergence in a blue cycle. Okay, step 1 is the cross. Step 2 is the space. Step 3 is the test with the up close. Step 4 is bullish divergence with the blue cycle. All right, we got long there, and we put our stop at +1 tick, and it took us out at +1 tick. All right, then it changed directions, and this is the other trade right here. All right, now let me bring that picture up for you. That's this trade right here, the trend line trade. And there we go. All right, now this one comes into play, and the trend lines really come into play when when the price has so much momentum that it doesn't pull back up to the BBC. All right, price never pulls all the way back up to the BBC. In that case, you draw a trend line up the bottoms. You start drawing a trend line up the bottoms, looking for divergence down on the bottom, and you look for a down close below the trend line, in this case, to go short. All right, and that's what we got right there. We moved our stop to break even once we had 4 ticks profit in the trade, and it came back out and took us out at break even. All right, and that was pretty much all we did on crude oil this morning. But you can see there was more of these trades. There was one right in here. This was after the morning session ended in that big move down that just happened. There was one right here. This was the bounce off the BBC right there. Okay, and this, if you were to draw the trend lines, you would have drawn your trend line from this. Oops, that's not a trend line. You would have drawn your trend line from this swing low right here up the bottom like that. This would have been the down close below it for the move down. All right, if you missed that one, there was another one right after it, right here, for that move down. Okay. There was another opportunity over here where price pulled back up and tested the BBC. Now, once it hits the BBC, you no longer move your trend line. Okay, but that would have been the spot. And once it hit the BBC, the cycle was the wrong color. That is the other time that you would use your trend line. Number 2, if price hits the BBC and the cycle is the wrong color. It hit the BBC and the cycle was the wrong color, so you use the trend line and it closed down below the trend line. It would have been right there. Okay, right there for that move down. All right, that was crude oil this morning. So we got 1 tick on crude. On the Russell this morning, we had a little bit of trouble with the Russell this morning because the ES was going into the weekly trading zone for so long. We did take a short trade over here on the Russell, and it gave us 4 ticks profit. We moved our stop to break even, and it came back and took us out at break even. It continued to go down, but it was going into the weekly trading zone on the ES, so we didn't take any trades in here. We just highlighted areas where you could have traded, okay, but we didn't take any trades ourselves. You can see it did drop down. There was an opportunity in here for those of you guys who know the black line trade. Go back to workshop number 98 in the members area. Check it out if you want to. There was an opportunity to get long right here, and I know at least one partner did, and he took 20 ticks off of that thing. Price reversed right here. You got your bearish cross. Now in here, you would have had to draw the trend line again. I don't know where the ES was at this point because this was during the break, but the down close below the trend line with the bearish divergence would have gotten you in right there. You would have done the same thing over here. Okay, the down close below this trend line was right in there for that move down. Then it came up, it just hit the BBC, and it's doing it again right now. Right there is the trend line. Okay, so the down close below that trend line was right here at 938.6. The green line is in the cycle already, so at this point, the green line's gone through the cycle. At this point, if we don't put in a lower swing on this move, that is bottoming formation right there. If it doesn't put in a lower swing right here, okay, it needs to put in a lower swing. Otherwise, that'll be bottoming right there, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay. But this trade entry was right here at 938.5 was the opportunity on that. You can see it's already dropped down 10 ticks. Okay, for all of you guys who have been watching this. Right over here we have gold. We traded gold a little bit this morning. We had a couple of trades that we took. A nice win, a break even, and a loss. Okay, on the winning trade, I actually had a couple of contracts on the winning trade, and I ended up getting 28 ticks, but per contract it was 14 ticks, so that's what I'm counting is the 14 ticks. It was the same thing as what I had been showing you before. It didn't have enough, it had so much momentum that it didn't pull all the way back down to the BBC. I drew the trend line in, it closed up above the trend line, we got long, it moved up. I just want to point out the Russell did put in a lower swing there, so that's not bottoming. Okay. The way that it worked out after that quick move up, you had bearish divergence and you're trading above the BBC, so there was no opportunity to trade in there. We had a pullback down to test of the BBC here with an up close above it. There wasn't, by the time the trade entered, I actually entered this by accident, well, not by accident, but it was a mistake to enter this trade because the green line was already into the cycle. I entered it, and then as soon as I entered it, it moved up, and I put my stop right at break even, and it took me out at break even right there. Okay. The next trade that I entered was way over here. I took a long trade, and it stopped me out for -8 ticks. All right, that's what put me at plus. That's what put me at plus 6 ticks on the NQ. I mean on the gold. I'm actually at plus 20 ticks, but I'm only counting one contract. All right, let's see. After the morning session ended, you can see with the news that just came out, gold started to move up. There was an opportunity to enter there. There was another opportunity to enter on this move. There was one there. There was one over here, and the green line was already into the cycle on that one. Now it's changing directions. You see how the cycle moved down, and you have bearish divergence. So it's changing directions here. Nothing in there because the black line moved up above the green. So that's it. That was it for the gold. All right. Let me jump over here to the NQ. Now the NQ had a huge move down right there. Look at that. Look at that. After the morning session ended. There are some pretty good opportunities on the NQ this morning during the live trading room. There was a shorting opportunity in here, long there, long there. I pointed all those out in the live trading room. I didn't have an NQ DOM up, so I didn't trade any of them. But over here, the ES was going into the weekly trading zone. So right in here where it flattened out, we weren't looking to trade anymore right in there. Okay. The thing kept going flat, and then it started to move up. In the last half an hour of the live trading room, it started to move up. There was a nice long opportunity right in there. There was another one right here on the close, the up close. Well, actually, I needed to adjust that trend line. That was at the end of the morning session. That's why I hadn't adjusted it. But the up close above that trend line, which was right there. Okay. Then whatever the news was came out. I'm sure Dwayne's going to have it in his headlines. There was the opportunity right there, the down close, the bearish divergence for that big ride down. Now, if you missed that first spot, there was another one right there. Another one right over here. Oops, it moved on me. Another one right in there. Another one right in here. Okay, if you missed this first one, you could enter short there, there, there. Nothing in here because the divergence just isn't there. So those were the last opportunities. There were 4 opportunities on that move down. Okay, and that was the NQ this morning. Soybeans, we took one trade on soybeans this morning. It was right in here. There were a few of them that were available, but we only took one. We had the bullish cross, pulled away from the BBC, test the BBC, gave an up close with a bullish divergence. All right. I didn't take that one. I didn't take that one, but I did take this one because we had more divergence here. So I took this one, and I moved my stop up to plus 4 ticks once we had about 6-8 ticks in it. I moved my stop up to plus 4 ticks. It came back, took me out at plus 4, and then ran up another 12 ticks. You can see right now on the soybeans we're starting to diverge a little bit. Bearish divergence. We need a down close on the current bar. The Russell, right now again a down close on this bar would be bearish. I'm sorry, I'm just snapping right into live trading room mode here. Down close on this bar would be a trade on the Russell. On the soybeans, a down close right here at 14.13 even would be a trade. You could get short there at 14.13 even on the soybeans. Let's look at the ES really quick, okay? We didn't have any trades on the ES this morning in the live trading room. And it got down into the weekly trading zone and went sideways quite a bit. But on the move down, there was an opportunity to get short right there. All right, there's the shorting opportunity right there on the soybeans, 14.13, even maybe 14.1275 if you could get it. On the Russell, you need to move the trend line. I'll show you what I mean. On the Russell, you need to move the trend line because you got that wick. So the trend line now goes like this. Okay, so down close on the current bar, though I don't like the way the cycle is. It's not optimal on the Russell right now. Okay. Over here on the ES, you can see we had the same thing. Price had so much momentum it didn't pull back to the BBC. Drew the trend line in. The down closed below the trend line with the bearish divergence. That was your opportunity. The next one was right in here. And there's your trend line up the bottoms. Here's your bearish divergence and a close down below the trend line. Now the cycle's the wrong color, so you need a down close below the trend line to get into that. Now it's too close to the weekly trading zone to be taking any trades, but that is what we had this morning over there. Natural gas, we didn't take any trades on natural gas. We only highlighted one area. This was after the fact that we highlighted that area this morning. You can see right now what was available. Right over here, this up close. Oh, actually, looking at the trend line, I was eyeballing the trend line the wrong way. And up close on the current bar. There's not really anything in there. Not really much at all there in the natural gas today. Okay, maybe right in here. Right in there. Okay. We didn't take any trades on natural gas. On the euro, we took one trade on the euro. We'll go back to that one. It was right in here. We had the bullish cross, tested the BBC with an up close, bullish divergence, and a blue cycle. We got long right in here. We moved our stop up to break, actually up to plus a couple of ticks. Not just break even, but plus a couple of ticks. And once we had moved the stop up to plus a couple of ticks, price came back down, stopped us out at plus a couple of ticks, and then ran up another 10 or 12 ticks. There were more opportunities in here. You can see in here as price was moving around. It got pretty choppy, and there wasn't much to do, but once it started to move again, you had your bearish cross, you tested the BBC in a down close, right in there. Bearish divergence there and there. Okay, down there. And came up and tested the BBC with a down close again right there. Had some bearish divergence. It had a blue cycle, so you needed to close below the trend line. It would have been right there. That would have stopped you out. That one. Okay. Now with all the movement that just happened in all these other markets, the Russell never gave a trade over there. I just wanted to point that out. Currently, the Russell didn't give a trade. All right. Right there would have been the spot to short it on the way down. And right now, this down close over here would have been a spot to short it too. Things are a little... Actually, no, that wouldn't have been a spot to short it. There would have been no spot to short it, actually, right here. Right now, when we figure out what the heck is pushing the markets all over the place right now, we'll... well, I'm sure it's got to be pretty significant. Something happening in Cyprus, I'm pretty sure. But it's really moving the NASDAQ around more than most of the others, it seems. But that's it. All right, that's what we had in the live trading room this morning. Does anybody in here? I know we have a whole bunch of people in here. Does anybody in here have any questions? If you do, just type them in, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Okay, I'm the only one that can see them. Well, me, Dwayne, and Bert are the only ones who can see the questions. So if you have any questions at all, just type them in, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Reminder for all those folks who are partners, there's a partners meeting Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. For all you guys who are on the free trial, you must be a partner to get into that partners meeting. Okay. And that's it, guys. With that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. If you haven't taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. So far for the month of January, I think I just pointed out about 5 trades that we took this morning. Soybeans, the euro, 2 on crude, and 2 on gold. 6 trades that we took this morning. So we are currently at 103 trades. 103 trades on the month and $3,500 per contract. Okay, on the month of March. And that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days. 13 trading days. All right. That's it. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. I don't see any questions getting typed in, so I'm going to wrap up the recording right here, and pass it back over to Dwayne.